Extreme heat, which is made worse by climate change caused due to human activities, is destroying our crops. One of the main food crops produced and consumed by India is wheat, and climate change is threatening how we grow and consume it. Hello and welcome to The Hindu. I'm Priyali Prakash, and you're watching Tipping Point, our weekly show where we discuss climate events and the trends shaping our future. Our main story this week is how climate change affects India's wheat production. The India Meteorological Department has predicted warmer than usual temperatures for March, with a higher number of heatwave days too. As we discussed in our last episode, February 2025 was the warmest February in India in the last 124 years. This period coincides with the beginning of India's wheat harvest season and poses a huge risk to our food security. Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana and Madhya Pradesh are the primary producers of wheat in India. This is the second most consumed crop in the entire country after rice. Wheat needs a cooler climate to grow. The crop is usually sown between October and December and harvested between February and April. Wheat production in India has not been meeting its targets for the past few years. In the 2024-25 Rabi marketing season, wheat procurement goals set by the government fell short of the year's target. In May 2022, India had prohibited wheat exports. This was shortly after Russia invaded Ukraine, which is a major wheat-producing country. The invasion disrupted the international availability of wheat and also triggered a global price hike. A study published in 2022 found that increasing global warming is causing heat stress that causes significant changes in the wheat crop, leading to reduction in grain production and grain quality. The problem starts with the oceans. The Indian Ocean is warming at an accelerated rate. A 2024 study conducted by the scientists at the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology in Pune noted that the Indian Ocean will likely be in a near-permanent heatwave state, mainly as a result of global warming by the end of the century. The study also found that the frequency of marine heat waves is expected to increase tenfold from the current average of 20 days per year to 220 to 250 days per year. A warming Indian Ocean will in turn change India's monsoon, on which most of the country's agriculture depends. For example, the Kharif or summer crop season is starting and ending late, which inevitably delays the beginning of the Rabi season. Wheat is a Rabi crop. If its sowing starts late, the later stages of the plant growth will coincide with early heat waves in India. This is also the peak season for wheat harvest. An ideal temperature in later stages of the plant's growth should not cross 30 degrees Celsius. Food security is central to adaptation and mitigation strategies officials use to lower the stress on wheat crop. According to experts, climate-resilient varieties of wheat are important, but not the end-all solution to the problem. Some suggestions to address the challenge include focus on closing the yield gap, efficient management of resources like fertilizers and pest control, immediate policy support to farmers in the form of compensation, and eventual change in agricultural management practices and strategies to support early sowing of the crop in areas where heat waves are likely. And now we take a look at noteworthy climate headlines for the week. Concentration of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere touched a new high last week. On March 7, the Mauna Loa Observatory under the US National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration noted that the concentration of carbon dioxide reached 430.6 parts per million on March 7th. This is the highest carbon dioxide concentration ever recorded in our atmosphere. It again crossed 430 particles per million on March 10th at the same location, and the exact value noted on this day was 430.19. Australia is currently in the grip of an intense heat wave, causing a threat of bushfires in the country. On March 16th, Reuters reported that authorities in Sydney issued a total fire ban to prevent the same. Fires are already raging in other parts of the country, including near Melbourne. New research from a modeling study has predicted that increasing levels of human-caused greenhouse gas emissions are likely to reduce the number of satellites that can safely orbit the Earth. The study found that the maximum number of satellites that can be sustainably managed in low Earth orbit will be 50 to 66% less by 2100. The research used greenhouse gas concentration in the year 2000 as a baseline. Only 7 countries met the air quality standards set by the World Health Organization in 2024. These countries are Australia, New Zealand, the Bahamas, Barbados, Grenada, Estonia, and Iceland. The data has been compiled by Swiss air quality monitoring firm IQAir. Chad and Bangladesh were the most polluted countries, with average smog levels over 15 times higher than the WHO guidelines. Many countries relied on air quality sensors at US embassy and consulate buildings in various countries to collect this information, but this is no more an option under President Donald Trump, which has experts and scientists worried. That's all from this week's Tipping Point. For more in-depth climate coverage, please subscribe to The Hindu.